Happy Colton Parayko Day to all that celebrate. Today we've got brand new Gamebreaker sets to break down, as well as a new huge weekly modes update card featuring the Boston Bruins, as well as some more off-the-charts event cards. Let's break it down. So up first are the new Gamebreaker cards. With the month ticking over into November, it looks like the lowest tier is now 81 overall, and the highest tier is 86, featuring Tyler Seguin and Andrei Svechnikov. Quickly going through the lower tier cards, again, these are going to be mostly theme team items. We've got Matt Grzelcyk from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Adam Gaudette as the 81 overalls from this release. Again, strictly for theme team players. At 82 overall, we've got the 6'6" Alex Vlasic from the Chicago Blackhawks. However, his skating is extremely low, but you can't ignore that size. As well as the 82 Braden Schneider, who is actually a sneaky good card. 82 overall, 88 speed. His acceleration and agility are awful, but with defensive defenseman activated, he's got 90 body checking and 87 defensive awareness and stick checking. He's also 6'3", 211. This is a very good card, so be on the lookout for this. At 83 overall, we've got David Savard with, again, defensive defenseman, getting a little bit lower skating at 83 speed, 81 excel. Good defensive awareness, stick checking, and body checking, however. Cam Talbot from the Red Wings, also at 83, 6'4", only 82 speed though, so again, theme team player item in my opinion. Jonathan Marchessault up at 84 overalls, got playmaking forward, as well as Silver Schneip. 86 speed, 86 excel isn't brutal, but 79 balance at 5'9" is pretty tough to try and hold on to the puck with. 85 shooting isn't bad, but again, probably a card I would ignore. Connor McMichael having a potential breakout season with the Capitals, gets an 84 overall. He's got two-way forward, an 87 speed, 85 excel, and 89 agility, so a pretty decent skater. The one thing to note is that a lot of these cards have pretty low endurance, so pay attention to that. Puck on a string is fine, but again, when every single ability only costs 1 or 2 ability points, they have the exact same cost. Puck on a string is really not worth it. 85 hand stats is okay, and he does get up to 80 draws if you have two-way forward activated. Then up at 85 overall, we've got the 85 Sean Monahan with two-way forward. Great face-offs at 89 overall with it activated. 85 speed, 84 excel, and 87 agility with goal close quarters. This is a great card. Again, there are not a lot of elite centers that have size as well as a great face-off rating, so it does make him one of the more interesting cards from this release. And then Connor Hellebuck gets an 85 overall, is one of the higher rated goalies in the game, does have gold no timer, 6'4", again, that's fine. I just think that there are cheaper options for you than investing in the 85 Connor Hellebuck. Now our first look at the 86 Game Breakers. We've got the 86 Tyler Seguin with playmaking forward, 86 speed, 85 excel, all the way up to 90 agility. Again, only 82 endurance. Face-off is at 81, so you can use that at center, but probably want to use him on the wing. He's always got a good shot and has gold 1T. Combine that with good size and decent hand stats, you've got a pretty fun card here. And then lastly, we've got the 86 Andrei Svechnikov with 87 speed, 86 excel, and 90 agility. Would have liked to see that a little bit higher, considering he's one of the fastest players in the game, but his sniper forward synergy makes his shot extremely good at all above 90 overall, and his hand stats are also in the high 80s to go ahead with gold skilled up, which is nowhere near worth it now. Even if you are someone that tries to do the one-button Michigan a ton, I guess it could be kind of fun, and his size is really good, but all in all, it's still a very good card. Just, I couldn't justify using that. Now, the new Gamebreaker sets you will see at the 81 and above Gamebreaker item, this will be tradable. So, again, this works like it has since launch of the game, where you trade in 6 collectibles, and you will get to choose between untradeable, tradable, and account bound, which means you won't be able to trade that card in the future. So 81 and above for 6. Again, you can shoot your shot at trying to pull one of the 86 Seguin or Svechnikov or one of the 85s. You can go with the guaranteed 83 overall item. These will be untradeable. So from this release, that would be Cam Talbot and David Savard. And then finally, you've got the 85 overall Gamebreaker. Again, these will be account bound. You can't trade them in the future, which would be Sean Monahan and Connor Hellebuck. Now, from my understanding, if it works like it has in the past few weeks, it will include all of the Gamebreaker items that have been released. So I still would recommend just trying to shoot your shot on something higher, and then you can just sell it for a ton of coins, unless there is a card that matches the overall that you're really trying to go after. Now, it does look like the Gamebreaker Objectives will now require Gamebreaker items to complete. So it's a lot like the Team of the Week objectives that require Team of the Week items. So now it is kind of important to at least have one Gamebreaker card in your collection so you can use them for these objectives as we go forward. And it doesn't give you a free one to complete this objective list. Completing 3 games, you will have to do it with a Gamebreaker item. And again, this list will include various overall random cards and then a few Gamebreaker collectibles, 2 in total. And by completing the objective list, you'll get the 81 overall Liam Greentree. Now, Liam Greentree's card, again, nothing special. 6'2", 207 to 81 overall. Does have 84 speed, but only 82 excel. Does have 88 agility. Again, junior cards always have usually really high agility or really high shot power. He's up at 90. The rest of his card is, again, not really anything that you want to chase. Now, because you need Gamebreaker items to earn these collectibles, again, you'll need 20 goals to get the first one, and then 25 games with a Gamebreaker item to get the second one. The remaining will come from moments. Again, you will get Gamebreaker collectibles throughout. And again, if you haven't completed all of them, you can earn more collectibles from the ones that you haven't gone and completed. But that's how you're going to get your 6, as well as any other Gamebreaker collectibles you might have in your collection to then make your first one. And then you can throw him into your lineup to get some extra collectibles to finish out the objective list. Now, we also got new transaction cards, highlighted by the 86 Shea Theodore with his new extension, as well as the 85 Jake Neighbors. Now, you will have to buy these cards from the auction house. There's no way to make them. The 86 Shea Theodore is actually quite good. With 2-way defenseman activated, he's got 6'2", 190, 7'4" size. Gold Seeing Eye is what it is. 87 speed, 86 excel, and 87 agility is nice, and his endurance does get up to 86 overall. His hand stats are pretty good. Body checking is 84, but he does come with 90 defensive awareness and 91 stick checking, so a very good left-handed defenseman. Jake Neighbors for the St. Louis Blues gets an 85 overall. 6'2", 201, the left-handed winger's got gold schnipe, but again, very mediocre stats across the board here. 85 speed, 84 excel, and 86 agility. Only 80 endurance. His shot is in the mid-80s, as are his hand stats. Body checking's not bad, but again, this would be more for a Blues theme team. Jake McCabe at 6'1", 211, the left-handed defenseman, gets defensive defenseman, which makes his body checking, defensive awareness, and stick checking stat quite good. He also gets silver shutdown, which is still, in my opinion, one of the better defensive abilities in the game. His skating is quite low, though, so probably not worth it. And the newest Shark, the 83 Timothy Liljegren with 2-way defenseman. Sneaky, not bad. 87 speed, 85 excel, and 87 agility. His shot is really rough, but his hand stats are pretty good at 85. And decent defensive awareness and stick checking with 2-way defenseman activated, so not bad here with the 83 Timothy Liljegren. The last card I want to highlight is the 82 Alexei Toropchenko for the Blues. 6'6", 222, 86 speed, 85 excel, and 84 agility. His endurance is brutal, but someone of that size, you've always got to kind of point him out. His deking and offensive awareness are absolutely abysmal, so he won't even be able to receive passes or make a deke, but still, that size and skating is pretty interesting. Now, our weekly mode update is for the 84 Brendan Carlo, always a fantastic card in Hockey Ultimate Team, and you can earn him via weekly objectives and moments, just like the prior weeks, so you will have to complete objectives using Boston Bruins. By completing a set, you will get a random Boston Bruin player item, and then you've just got to do a few objectives with each. This one is definitely worth it. You can also earn an extra XP token with 12 shoulder checks, as well as some 79 overall items, which obviously do have some value for trade-ins, and that will net you the 84 Brendan Carlo. And again, like I mentioned, always a popular card in Hockey Ultimate Team because he's 6'5", 217. Now, there have been a ton of defensemen that have been released that are very good, but he gets 91 body checking, 91 defensive awareness, and 93 stick checking. He's only got 84 speed, 83 excel, and 85 agility, but he does have 88 balance, and his endurance is up at 84, which isn't terrible. His hand stats are absolutely brutal, and he does come with silver shutdown, so this is an interesting card. I think he'd be a perfect third pair if you had someone like Cale Makar, or maybe you've got the new Colton Parayko as well. So I do think this is a card worth getting. It won't take you very long. Now, you could also speed things up by doing the weekly HUT moments. The final one will get you an 82 overall. Brendan Carlo, you might want to do this because it is untradeable, so you can trade him in the future, but you can also use the card to complete the objectives as well as the free one that you get for making a set. Just kind of makes things go by a little bit faster for you. Now, enough of that. Let's get to the fantasy upgrades. After 2 goals against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the 88 Colton Parayko, the highest rated right-handed defenseman in the game, at 6'6", 228 with 2-way defenseman. He also unlocks power shooting boost. Again, these boost synergies, you're not going to see a lot of them, and we're really not going to be able to activate them until far more cards come in at 88 and above, because it looks like that's when they start to get those boost synergies, and it will give you +3 to wrist shot and slap shot power, which is obviously pretty nice. He gets 86 speed, 85 excel, 90 agility, great balance and endurance to go with 94 slap shot power. His defensive awareness is now up to 94, along with the stick checking, also to go in tandem with 91 body checking. If you decided to go with Colton Parayko from the fantasy event, you've been heavily rewarded early on. Now, some other upgrades. A sneaky Damon Severson upgrade, now up to 85 overall, is very usable as well. 6'2", 202, 87 speed, 86 excel, 89 agility, good balance and endurance, good defensive awareness, stick checking, and body checking. I feel like a lot of people didn't go after and go out and make Damon Severson, but if you got him in your B&D set, you're laughing right now. Seth Jones with the upgrade to 83. Also a very good option to go with. He has 86 speed, 85 excel now early on. So a few more goals, and you've got one of the better right-handed defensemen as well. Last one I want to point out, Anze Kopitar is now up to an 80 overall. Again, needs a few more goals, but again, as a centerman, you don't really have to rely on a lot of speed because you're not flying up the boards with Anze Kopitar, but he does have a great face-off rating already. So as he scores a few more, you've got one of the better centermen in the game. Lastly, we'll highlight some of the new off-the-charts player items. We've got Binner, 6'2", 172, 85 speed with gold lightwork. Lightwork was the best zone ability, in my opinion, for goaltenders last year. But again, don't see anything crazy here that he's going to be the new meta goaltender. We've also got the 85 Doug Gilmour with playmaking forward. Pretty good skater at 87 speed, 86 excel, and 87 agility with playmaking forward activated. Also has 84 face-off rating, so very good on the draw. Gold big rig, not worth it though. The 84 Brent Seabrook has two-way defenseman and silver shutdown. Has 86 speed, but 79 excel and agility. Not gonna lie, even with the lower skating progression, that's pretty rough. Philip Baranek, however, with two-way defenseman activated, 86 speed, 83 acceleration, 87 agility, has good defensive awareness and stick checking, so for any Vancouver Canuck fans out there, this one's not terrible. And we've got to mention Wi-Fi at 83 overall, 6'4", 240 with defensive defenseman. Great body checking all the way up at 91. 83 speed, 80 excel, and 83 agility is obviously pretty rough. However, he does have 89 balance, meaning that you could probably lug the puck out with him because it's going to be very hard to knock him off the puck. So that's going to do it for today's content. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.